Hello guys, Live. Today we have my seasonals replays, my week 2 seasonals replays versus Podge. So if you watched the scouting video that's going to be up before this, I said that my Mega Bro Water would be pretty good, Fairy would be really good, like a Fairy that's capable of beating Poison, Dragon would be pretty decent, as well as like a Stallbreaker Mew or like Stag Psychic would be pretty decent as well. I was testing out flying, as you see in the relearning monotype video, and I was trying to build a balanced flying that can beat like Fairy and stuff like that. But it wasn't actually for this game. Like I didn't build this team for him, but it was just such a fun team and such a good team. And when I looked at the types that he used, the only type that I really would have issues with is like Dragon. But considering I did have a decent amount of Fairy in my replays, and like he knows that I main water and stuff, I didn't think he'd bring that. Especially because the water I like to use has like Mega Bro, so like Dragon is pretty dang easy for that type of water. Though obviously Spectide Dragon is a threat, but other than that, you kind of just lose. So, decided to bring this team. You're not going to see this team either in the, like I'm going to upload the video with the relearning monotype, and it's not going to be this one, it's going to be another one. Because I built two teams. I built this one, which was Zard Y, it was Zardless, and the other one has Zard Y, and Spadef Skarm and Defensive Landers, which is also a good team. I'm actually going to put that team on sample teams, but yeah, so here we go. So we got game one. Let's start this off. So I'm going to lead off with my Landorus because it has very, very good lead matchup versus his team. I can Rock Slide the Mantine if he wants to lead off with Skarmory. I can Focus Blast, I can Rock Slide the Zard, and it deals with the Zard, the Zapdos lead. So when I was building this team, I was originally Rock's Landorus, but then I realized that Zapdos, like I was literally fixing this day, and I was Rock's Landorus, but I have no way of beating Zapdos if I'm not Rock Slide on this thing. So we changed to Rock Slide, and then I did realize from testing as well is that Celestial Flying don't actually need double defog. You can get away with just the one defogger in Mantine, because your defensive core can function even with rocks up. Because if you notice, only half my team is actually weak to rocks. And Landers takes neutral, like Celestial can Leech Seed, give my Mantine recovery to be able to defog later on, like defog on something that normally wouldn't be able to. So that's my take on this. So I'm just gonna Rock Slide immediately in case he doesn't think I have it or whatever. I'm just rock. There's no point. He's first flying. I'm clicking Rock Slide, and we do connect as he goes for a substitute, trying to take advantage of me not being able to hit him. I'm just gonna go for his Sedgeway just to break his sub. And like I didn't see him switching anyways. I knew he was gonna Toxic, and I was contemplating here whether letting Landers getting Toxic is a good play or not. But I wouldn't mind taking the Toxic if I can keep Zapdos low, because if I can play in a way that continually pressures Zapdos, then I should be fine even with Landers Toxic. So I'm gonna let Landers get Toxic. I'm actually gonna double here into my Thundurus, because I know he was gonna either go into Skarmory or into his Landorus, and I can just immediately just HP Ice in this. I'm not trying to make any type of reads. If he wants to sack his Landorus turn 1, I'm totally fine with that. Because his Zapdos is low, so I'm not really locking myself in HP Ice doesn't make me lose the game. So he just gives me Landorus turn 1. I'm assuming it was Choice Scarf. I think I saw a team like this. It's like Subtoxic Zapdos with Scarf Landorus. This is very, very similar to the team I was talking about, the sample team type team, but this was defensive on my team, and I ran Scarf Thundurus, which I like better. I mean, Scarf Landorus, like it's a good team. It's honestly a decent team for sure, but you don't really have like the check to Diancie like my team has, whereas Spadef Skarmory checks all variants of Diancie, even HP Fire. Doesn't even, I don't think I'm pretty sure it doesn't do a Gale. And Diamond Storm does like 44% max. So I'm going to double I'm going to get the Landers kill. And now I'm looking at his team, I'm like, he just sacked his Electric Immunity and Zapdos is low. all I gotta do is get rocks up, and I click Thunderbolt with Thunderous. So, though I gotta be careful with getting up rocks because rocks gives Zapdos. I actually like looked at my team. I'm like, what's my rocker? The fact that Skarmory is my rocker means that it gives the Zapdos recovery, which sucks. But I do need rocks with a win. And because he let Zapdos get weakened, it's fine. So I'm gonna get my rocks up here. I mean, no, I'm gonna double into my Skarmory on his D9. It makes a good play doubling into Zapdos. I knew it was coming, but there was no reason for me not to make that play. So he's gonna Roost here, which is fine. I'm actually just gonna Whirlwind because I do not need Skarm. The fact that he sacked his Landorus, I'm looking at my Thunderous to win this game. And if I can keep Zapdos low, then we're set. So I'm gonna Whirlwind here as he gets his own Skarmory here. So I could just stay in here and Roost, but there's actually no point because I know he's just going to get up his rocks on me. So I'm going to bring in my Thunderous here. And now, since he sacked his Landers, I can just safely click Thunderbolt and pick up my KO. As he goes out into Dragonite, I don't really care about Dragonite, but I do not want Thunderous taking this hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sack Skarmory here. Then I'm going to go out to my Celesteela. I'm just going to get up some seeds here because I don't really care. Like, if he wants to bring in Zapdos, then I can pressure it with the Leech Seed, and it gives my Landorus recovery, bringing it in on Leech Seed, as well as him already Toxicking me, so we're good. So I'm going to bring in my Landorus here as he makes a... I don't think this was a good play at all. He definitely should have just, like, roosted here and try and keep his Zapdos as healthy as possible. But the fact that he did this means that now my Landorus is inside and I can just click Rock Slide or click buttons. I mean, here, I was just trying to make a play. Because at this point, I won anyways just by, like... I wanted this to die, like, kill me. Because this thing dies of rocks. Like, at this point, anytime Thunderous comes in, I just win. So I Focus Blast there. It didn't really matter. He was seated and I Rock Slide. I don't care. I'm going to Rock Slide there as I miss as he goes for the Roost. I thought he'd Whirlwind me there, if I'm being honest. So I don't want my Landorus taking more Toxic. So I'm going to go directly into my Dragonite as he goes for the Iron Head. So there's his Diancie check, but he's probably pissed deaf. So I'm going to go for the T-Punch as he Whirlwinds me directly into Thunderous. And that is GG because that's all I needed to win this. And I spammed Thunderbolt and win the game. So that's game one. Pretty clean game one. I didn't see flying in any of his replays. So I'm assuming this was a counter team for my water because Zard Y plus Mantine is decent versus water, and Subtoxic Zapdos is absolute destruction versus water, like actually. So I'm assuming it was for the water brain. So that totally failed for him. So game two, I decided to bring the fairy. So this is a very interesting fairy. I kind of just wanted to meme and bring something fun. So when we look at the scouting, I did say a fairy capable of beating poison, right? So this is a fairy capable of beating poison. We have Calm Mind Clefable that can come in on Giga Drain, Nod, Sludge Bomb, Venusaur, and Calm Mind up. Calm Mind Clefable actually beats poison if you can kill Muck / weaken Muck and kill Toxapex. Next we have Specs Primarina with Psychic with enough speed for Venusaur. 202 speed outspeeds most Venusaur sets because most Venusaur run 200 speed, and I think it was like Scizor or something that runs like 201. So we're speed creeping even the speed creepers with 202 speed. Next we have Banded Adamant Coco with Brave Bird, which does like 65% to 75 or whatever to Venusaur. There's a lot of damage to like Scizor and stuff too, which is nice. Next we have Psychic Rocks Diancie. That just gets up rocks for Psychic pretty reliably. Scarf Boodle just for the ground matchup. And then we have like the rest of the team was just if we verse Steel, because we're Foul Play Klefki, which I don't use really at all. Generally I use Spikes, but I don't think this team really needs Spikes for the matchups that matter, I guess. So he ends up bringing Fighting. This is an auto win, not kidding. It is a Banded Coco with Wild Charge. Pretty sure, like, I want to show you the calc right now. Just so you can see just how strong Tapu Koko is. Tapu Koko. Z Wild Charge, whatever. Breloom. So this is his electric resist, right? So we're adamant, and we're choice banded. This is his electric resist, and I have Brave Bird as well. So you look at his team. I'm pretty sure Gallade just dies, if I'm not mistaken. Gallade dies. Look at that damage. What is this? 125 min. Yeah, so dies. Basically dies a Brave Bird, or takes like 70 from Wild Charge. Dies. I mean, even like max HP T-Tar takes like 90 to 106 from Wild Charge. Like, this thing is ridiculously powerful. So like, this is an auto win. So like, I lead off with Diancie because I know he's gonna lead off with Infernape or Breloom. If he leads off with Breloom, I have like 10 million switch-ins. Not 10 million, but we have Bulu. So I figured he'd want to get up his rocks and predict me to predict like his Breloom. So I'm gonna lead off my Diancie to get my rocks up immediately. Goes for the Endeavor, which is, I don't know, whatever. I guess he assumed me to be like non-rocks. So I'm gonna get my rocks. I'm gonna Diamond Sword. I'm hoping, because I wanted to get the defense boost so that he couldn't kill me with Mach Punch. So here I just waited down the timer for a little bit because I knew he'd predict me to predict the Mach Punch and then go for another Endeavor to try and gain some type of ground. But I'm all in his head. All in his head. I'm just gonna Moonblast again. So he's gonna bring the Terrakion. I knew he was going for the Earthquake / Iron Head, but I didn't really need to switch or care about switching. Like, I won this, but I was gonna go Bulu because I do live in Iron Head, but I don't want to get poison jabbed either. So I'm just gonna sack this because I don't need Diancie anymore. Gonna go directly into my Bulu, and I think I just Horn Leech here. It's pretty safe. He doesn't really have good switch-ins. Yeah. And it just straight up dies from Scarf Horn Leech, which is crazy. So in comes this Lucario. I'm gonna bring in my Klefki here, hoping he's like physical hit, or like, yeah. So he goes for the Life Orb Flash Cannon, which is kind of annoying, getting my Klefki damaged this much. But I think we're okay because after a Light Screen, actually I think we die after a Light Screen, but I think we're good. Actually no, we didn't. We would have lived. So we Light Screen here as he goes for the Bullet Seed. I don't really care. I'm just gonna get up my Reflect now. Actually no, not yet, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, so I Light Screen as he goes into Breloom, then I Reflect because I figured he'd predict me to go on the Bulu and not Spore and go for like Bullet Seed maybe. So now into my Bulu we go. He just Superpower twice, and he showed that he was Life Orb the other turn, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think it was it this turn? He showed it was Life Orb, so I can easily just 2-hit KO him with Bulu. And the game's just over. Like, he goes into Keldeo. I'm going directly into my Primarina. And he goes for the HP Elect, does nothing. I'm just gonna Moonblast, get my kill. And at this point, like, I have Calm Mind, Clefable in the back, as well as Banded Coco. So I'm not worried. Goes into his thingy. I'm just gonna Moonblast. I guess he Nasty Plotted, expecting me to switch, but I don't need this. And I lived any hit anyway. So I'm just gonna Moonblast again as he Earthquakes, and I take it, and that's the game. So GG to Podge. I mean, he was a good opponent, but I definitely got the easiest matchups of my life. Not the easiest matchups of my life. Game 1 was a little bit difficult, but we definitely got the right matchups, which is what I was trying to get. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.